Welcome back, everybody. I am the Jimmer, and this is the Propane 1 million RP King of the Hill Championship. This is round 3 of our 10th episode featuring the Bojiki. By myself, the Jimmer. Just a quick review, the Bojiki is a hydrofoil ship, hovers just at the top of the water, floating on some hydrofoil pads. Features 2 fast-firing anti-air advanced custom cannons, as well as a missile barrage and a battery of torpedoes. And the Bojiki is going to be going against our current champion. This is our first place king. This is the Friday by Xionyx. And the Friday has been our champion for quite a while now. Very well deserved. A extremely defensive ship, as you can see, the shields all around. Also, will deploy smoke if necessary, and has proven to be extremely difficult to damage. Cruises at about 70 meters a second and is armed with both a laser cannon as well as a pretty substantial barrage of missiles. And this is going to be our championship round. We'll see if the Bojiki is able to defeat the Friday by Xionyx. I actually started this last night and got about 10 minutes in, and both craft were very close, both right around like 98% health, and then the power went out, and so it was very disappointing. But I'm here today. The power is back on, and I'm very excited to see how this battle turns out. Let's get things sped up and get this battle underway. See the Bojiki heading straight for the Friday. The Friday taking a minute to get up to altitude. See those advanced custom cannon shells being reflected by the shields, and the lambs taking out pretty much all of the missiles. I think I saw one sneak in there, but not really doing any damage. Let's get a quick damage report. And you can see both ships at 100%. Actually, I think I just saw the Friday dip down. Yeah, Friday just dipped down to 99, but that's nothing to worry about there. Basically, the alpha strike from both ships being negated. This will be a little bit of a longer battle, I suspect. The Friday is just so well defended. You can see here these missiles are getting close, but the lambs just taking them out, and then the spray from the frags getting bounced by the shields. And this is kind of an interesting battle, as the Friday basically just running away, trying to, I believe it has a minimum operating range that it likes to keep. Doesn't want to get too close to its enemy. And then the Bojiki is set to basically ram. It will head straight for the enemy continuously and try and get as much damage in as it can. Obviously not going to be able to ram the flying Friday, but we kind of end up in this very interesting battle. You don't see this too often in From the Depths, where two ships are just sort of, one's running away, one's chasing, and they're just kind of keeping that range. It looks like the majority of the missiles from the Friday are being distracted. We see them. When we get another barrage, we'll follow them out. Oh, I think I saw, yeah, the missiles from the Bojiki once in a while do make it through the lambs. Friday looks like it's having a little bit of trouble. It is tilting up in the air. I haven't seen it do that before. It's usually very stable. Taking some damage there to its laser turret. Not really critical. I don't think the laser's going to be able to get a whole lot of damage in. The Bojiki deploys almost as much smoke as the Friday. Let's get another damage report. Oh wow, Friday all the way down to 88%. I think that's the lowest we've seen it. Bojiki at 100%. Yeah, the Friday is definitely slowing. And we see the Bojiki fly right underneath. And that one missile coming up from the bottom was able to connect. See those advanced custom cannons shells, for the most part, just getting blocked by the shield and deflected away. Friday really hurt here, though. Let's get another damage report. Friday sitting right at 86, Bojiki still 100%. See if the Friday is able to repair. Its lambs is still online and taking out those missiles. Oh, we see another huge explosion. Looks like some of those shots from the advanced custom cannons were able to get through and take out some ammo barrels. I'm surprised. The Friday, it's amazing that it's still in the air. Just refuses to fall out of the sky. And the lambs and shields are staying strong, so it's in good shape. It could potentially heal up from this situation. I haven't seen its missiles fire in quite a while, though. Its missile systems, either its missile systems or its ammo have been disabled. The Bojiki really doesn't have a very strong missile defense. It only has these missile interceptors here on the back, and that is it's really its only missile defense. You can see them kind of right there. Hard to follow the ship. It's a little bit twitchy. I'm riding on those hydrofoils. See those missiles launched from the Bojiki and which were immediately taken out by the lambs. Yeah, I was not expecting this. As I said, the Bojiki is very susceptible to missiles, and the Friday has a very good missile barrage. I was expecting the missiles from the Bojiki the missiles from the Friday to take out the Bojiki just over time. As I said, I did get about 5 or 6 minutes of this battle before, but unfortunately that was lost due to a power outage. But in that fight, it was very close. But the Friday had just a little bit of the edge, I would say. But it was just starting to get interesting, and then the power went out, and I was very disappointed. And I waited like 2 or 3 hours to redo the fight, but then I eventually gave up and went to bed. And I'm very, very excited to see how this fight played out. It looks like the Friday is now recovering. It's back to level flight, putting some distance between itself and the Bojiki. Let's get another damage report. Wrong key. Friday 83. Oh, Friday's still dropping in health, but doing all right. Friday 83%, Bojiki still at 100%. The Friday really needs to get its missiles going and start getting some damage in on the Bojiki. Possibly slow it down a little bit, or take out some of its damage. Oh, and there we see the engine of the Friday has been damaged. The shields are beginning to flash, and the lambs are no longer taking out the missiles. Oh, I guess they're still taking out the missiles, but not anywhere near as fast as they were. And I think this may be the end for the Friday. Still refusing to drop. I think it's finally going to drop down into the water, and maybe we will see some ramming action here. The Bojiki is outfitted with rams and has used them in testing, but so far we haven't been able to catch a ram in the competition. Health below. Oh, just briefly there we saw health below 80% and sinking, but it looks like the Friday has enough buoyancy to stay afloat. It will survive at least another minute or so. Suspect the torpedoes will do quite a bit of damage from the Bojiki. And here we go. Are we going to have a ramming situation here? Oh yes, glorious, glorious. See those rams digging in. Bojiki kind of riding on top of the Friday. Oh, this is interesting. It looks like the Bojiki is picking up the Friday, lifting it into the air, going to execute a body slam maneuver. Oh wow. What is going on? The Bojiki is lifting the Friday out of the water. The two ships sort of tangled together. Oh, and there we go. The Bojiki breaks free. Oh, but taking some damage. Not sure where that explosion was. Looks like it was damaging both vessels, and now the Bojiki has been sort of tumbled, getting the worst of the grappling match. Oh wow! What a weird way to end this match. Let's get another damage report. Bojiki all the way down to 89%. Friday at 63. Could the Friday potentially turn this around? That would be incredible. Yeah, the Bojiki is unable to do anything. Being held underwater by the Friday. The Friday doesn't appear to have any offense, but is getting a chance to repair here. Doesn't appear to be taking any damage. And there we go. It looks like the ships have finally separated. The Bojiki still kind of trapped underwater here. Oh, and there we go. AI dead. The Friday has finally been beaten. Sort of a strange end to that fight. That was very interesting. But yeah, there we go. AI dead. The Friday will despawn, and we will switch over and reload this and get fight number 2 underway. And as we get this going here, I just want to make another note. I talked about this in previous videos, but I just wanted to assure you guys that I'm not, looking at your designs or anything, or using them for testing or anything like that. I basically, the only time I ever load in your vehicles is for these battles, so I'm just as blind as you guys are when it comes to what competition I'm up against. I basically, once I get your submission, I send it through the block analyzer, and for flying craft or submarines, I'll load them in the vehicle designer just to make sure that they're cruising at the right within the altitude ranges, so not too deep for subs or too high for planes. But other than that, I really don't see your designs any more than what you see in the videos. So these last two fights with the Bojiki, where it was up against the Yellow Submarine, and then this fight here, the Friday. This is the first time these vessels have met. So hopefully that isn't seen as unfair. I really didn't think it would be an issue. I didn't think the Bojiki would be able to take out the Friday, as I've been kind of working on it since the beginning of the season, but I've been really busy at work, and then recording these videos takes a little bit of time, so I don't have quite as much time to work on ships, and so the Bojiki was basically unfinished. I kind of took what I had and just slapped those anti-missile missiles with the flares on the back there. So I was really planning to build a LAM system, but just kind of ran out of time, so slapped it together. So it really is very vulnerable to missiles, and the Friday is extremely resistant to taking any kind of damage. So I expected this battle to go. The Bojiki would run towards the Friday, guns blazing, balls out, and then the missiles from the Friday would just come down and wreck the Bojiki. But as we saw in that first match, very close. The Bojiki eventually able to get the win. But in this matchup, the Friday gets the advantage of the first spawn. So, oh wow, it just started storming, and I hope we don't lose power again. There's just a crazy amount of hail out of nowhere. But let's see if this first spawn in for the Friday turns the balance of the fight, and we can take this to a round 3. Alright, full speed now. See those anti-missile missiles taking out quite a bit of the barrage. So it appears that those anti-missile missiles are surprisingly effective. They do have flares on them, so they work kind of as a combination of distraction and destruction. That said, the missiles from the Bojiki getting just utterly destroyed by the LAMs. Friday getting a good lead here, able to put a good amount of distance between itself and the Bojiki, but it looks like the way its missiles are firing, they're going up in the air and then like turning down towards the Bojiki, but then they're locking onto the flares instead of locking onto the Bojiki itself. Let's follow this missile barrage and see if any are able to penetrate that LAMs. No, they run out of fuel before they get close enough. And let's follow the missile barrage coming from the Friday. Yeah, we can see them flying over top of the Bojiki, and then yeah, just diving straight down. Looks like they're targeting some flares. Yeah, and once again we get in this sort of interesting battle where it is the Friday trying to put a little bit more distance between itself and the Bojiki, and the Bojiki sort of running down the Friday, going just straight for it, guns blazing. Let's get a damage report. Bojiki 100%, Friday 99%. bit of lag here. I'm not sure what that's from. Possibly just all of the projectiles. Both of these ships put out quite a few missiles, and my computer isn't the strongest. Running the Core 2 Quad Q6600 for those of you who are into that sort of thing. It's I think it's like a 5-year-old processor now, but I mean it's been very good, but I think it's getting close to time to upgrade. Maybe get one of those new i5s. Maybe Santa will be nice and send me one for Christmas. We'll have to see. Yeah, this is sort of the same thing that happened with a yellow submarine. The Bojiki has sort of an unusual attack style. Most ships in the competition so far have preferred sort of a like broadside approach where they don't go straight for their opponent, and as such the Bojiki with kind of this unorthodox, just charge in approach, is able to kind of scoot under the missiles. Like the missiles come up, and then before they can turn all the way around to come back down, the Bojiki has cleared them, so they're not able to see the missiles sort of going up in the air, and then as they come back down, they're just not able to complete the turn. As you can see, we can kind of watch these missiles coming from the Friday. They go up, and they turn to come back down, but by the time they make that turn, the Bojiki is already sort of past them. So they're targeting the flares instead. Sort of difficult to see anything going on with the Bojiki. Taking the missile strip spam, or excuse me, the shield spam to the extreme. This is definitely a trick that I picked up from the Friday. I saw how dominant those spammed shields are, and sort of followed suit with the Bojiki. It's got shields just everywhere. And I was originally planning to also put in a LAMS, much like the Friday had, but as I said before, I ran out of time. But in this battle, the shields really aren't going to do anything, as the Friday does not use any sort of cannons. Uses only the missiles and the laser. The Bojiki is fairly well smoked, and being a surface ship, it should stay within its smoke cloud, and not be too threatened by that laser. This could be interesting if the Friday is able to travel far enough. I mean, we're basically just going in a straight line. If the Friday is able to go far enough, it may run the Bojiki into some terrain. I think at this point, that's probably its best bet for winning this battle, is to get to some highland and see if it can run the Bojiki aground, and then take it out with some missiles from a greater distance. If the Friday is able to put some distance between itself and the Bojiki, its missiles should be able to drop down on top without getting distracted by the flares. Let's get another damage report. Bojiki 100%, Friday all the way down to 92%. Oh, I'm surprised. It didn't look like it was that low. Looks like just a peppering from the custom cannons there. I believe the vast majority of the shells from the advanced custom cannons are being deflected. Unfortunately, we're in degraded mode, so it's more difficult to see the projectiles. But I think just here and there, some are able to break through the shields. And yeah, you can see some damage here on the Bojiki. Or, excuse me, on the Friday. And as we've seen before, the Friday, extremely durable. It's down about 10% and still flying just fine. It appears to have slowed a little bit, but not falling out of the air. It looks like the forward propulsion from the Friday has been taken out. It is just sort of coasting now. Its engine appears to still be online. Its shields are still strong, and we're still seeing lasers come out. So its engines are more than likely still intact. Just not having that forward momentum, that forward propulsion. Another damage report. Bojiki 100%, Friday all the way down to 84%. This is looking like a victory for the Bojiki. Oh wow, and actually getting some thunder. That's crazy. We almost never get thunderstorms here where I live. In the beautiful north coast of California. But just some crazy weather the past couple days. Oh wow. Sorry, stepped out there just to take a peek at the hail coming down. Quite a hailstorm going on. And still battling here is the Friday. And there we go, I believe. Oh no, that's just some shields getting taken out. The engine is still going. But I'm not seeing the lambs now. So these missiles are going to, yeah, oh no, the LAMS is still firing, just not quite as many. It's like some of those LAMS nodes have been destroyed. A few more missiles getting through now. And the advanced custom cannon is just continuing to eat away at the Friday. Friday all the way down to 67%, Bojiki 99%. And there we see it, AI dead. And with that, the Friday by Xionyx has been dethroned. Was our champion for the vast majority of this championship. I believe it took the championship in episode 2 and has held it since then, and is finally dethroned here in episode 10 by the Bojiki, by the Jimmer. This was a very exciting match. We've seen some battles with the Friday before where it's just so well defended that its opponents were just not able to touch it, and it simply, stayed away from their damage and landed enough of its own missile damage to win its battles. But this was a very, very exciting fight, a brawl, and the Bojiki is our new champion. And with that is going to be the end of episode 10. Thanks again to Zyonix for submitting the Friday. It's not out of the championship. It will move down and become our second place king. And then the Yellow Submarine will be our third place king. And that will bump out the Speedy Renus. The Speedy Renus will be retired from the championship. And I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. I certainly did. Thought it was pretty exciting. And we have one more episode in this season before we move on to Season 2. Our next episode will be episode 11, featuring The Wedge by Macbeth. So I hope you guys join me there. That will be our next video, and I'll see you there.